Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here again, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, today we are going to make another one sheet wonder, because it's One Sheet Wonder Wednesday. So this is my prototype, and this is the one that I made earlier. Here's one I made earlier. So it's 7 pockets in total. So you've got a pocket here. That's the first one. You've got a pocket here. We've got a pocket here. Pocket here, a pocket here, pocket here, and then we've got a pocket on the back, and that's all made from just one sheet. So obviously you could expand that, you could put more pockets on it and make it, you could put a wrap around it, or that term I don't like, belly band, or you could put a closure on it, you could put other pockets, you could do whatever you like, but with a one sheet you can make this. So I'm going to show you how I made it. I have used some of the quarter pieces from the back of a Tim Holtz pad to make this, because I don't tend to use them otherwise. So we will do the same again, but this time we will use this sheet. And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. So again, like I say, all with one sheet, very few cuts, very easy to do, and we'll start at the very beginning because it's a very good place to start. So first of all, what I need to just say is, think about if you want something on the front as a focal point, so you want it to be something specific, think about that. And now when you're thinking about that, it will need to be on one of the edges of your paper. So for instance, I couldn't use him because he's in the middle of my page. So, excuse me, I really need to keep clearing my throat all the time. But I could use something from around the edge. So just think about that. So I might use this bit down here, for instance, on that bit there, because that will determine the bit that you cut off first. So the bit that you're going to cut off first is always going to be the bit that forms this panel here. So you need to cut it to being 9 wide. Okay, so you just then need to think about, well, if you wanted to use this bit here, then you might need the orientation of everything else to be this way. Okay, so it's not going to make a huge difference, because whatever you make, I tell you now, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous, and your friends that do not craft will be in awe of you. So you've heard it here first or last. So first of all, you're going to cut to 9 inches wide. So we're going to cut this panel off because I think this has got the most detail on it. Okay, so we're going to cut that 9 inches wide, and we're going to put that to one side. We'll put that over there, and then we're going to turn this, and we're going to turn it, and we're going to cut it to 10 high. Okay, again, you know, there's certain bits that you want this bit cut off or this bit cut off, it doesn't matter. That's just about how your preference of what you're going to use, because this piece here, this panel here, will be the front of your wallet, and then so if you wanted it different, then you might want this bit to be used, whatever. Just think about that. So this piece, so we've done 9 wide, so this is 9 wide. We want it to be 10 high. 10. Oh no, 10 high. And then we're going to take that off, and we're going to put that to one side. So now what we're going to do is, well, I'm going to clear my throat, so just bear with me. So yes, now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the scoreboard. Now, if you don't have a scoreboard, you don't need a scoreboard. The first fold is going to be just in half. So if you don't have a scoreboard, you could just fold it in half and just fold it and get a nice crease there. But I'm going to use a scoreboard because I have one. That's why. So this one, because we're going in half and it's 9 wide, remember this is the width, the 10 is the height, we're going to go through to 4.5, and we're going to put a score line in there. Okay, so that's our first score line, and then what we're going to do is we're going to score the bottom bit. So that's the pockets inside. Now I've just moved that out of the way, I don't know where it is, there it is. So that's these pockets inside. So these will fold up, and they will be upside down, but you don't see a huge amount of them. So again, don't worry about it too much. If you've got something like a map like this, it's not really going to make a lot of difference. The people in the countries won't fall off the planet, don't worry, just because it's upside down. So now we're going to turn it round to the, so this is the 10, so this is now with the side at the top of the board, and we're going to just score it at 3. Okay, so there are our score lines that we want. So we're going to take our board away. So now what we're going to do is just going to put those score lines in first of all. So just want to line those edges up before you completely commit. And just put that crease in. Yeah, and then we're going to turn it round, and then we're going to fold up our pockets, and then we're going to put a score line in there. Okay, now what we're going to do is, we're just so that there isn't a lot of bulk on that bit there, this bit here, we're just going to snip out that crease that we've just made. So just angle it so that you can see it, and you just want to cut down either side of the crease that you've made to cut it off. Now you don't want to cut a huge amount off, you just want to cut the score line off. You see, like that, it's just, what is that, like a 1/16 of an inch, I'd say, and then we're just going to snip that out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to fold these two together like this, so that we've got, so don't fold the pockets in, just leave them out, and then we're going to take our thumb notch maker, or circle punch aka, and we're just going to hover. If you want to measure it and get it in the middle, you do that, but I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm just going to snip those two bits out, and then what we'll do is we'll ink it all round. So where is my ink? Do you can sing your own song too. I just had that. Where the heck have I put that? Did I put it back up there? I did. There we go. So just going to use a darker brown one this time. I'm using, for anybody interested, I'm using ground espresso. You don't have to say it in that voice, but I am. So I'm just going to ink around all of these bits. So this is the bit that you'll see. So when you fold it up, you'll see that bit. So you're doing it that way around. So just hold it all together like that, and then just go around all of those edges. It just makes it easier to do. You don't have to go as dark as me, I'm just making it. So I'm trying to make it so it's easier for you to see lines and things. That's the reason. Sea lions? No, there are no sea lions, Dave. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, no. That's a seal, Dave. Not a sea lion. But, you know, somebody will throw you a fish if you go up on your own anyway, so. He says, thinking he's funny, he says. Everybody else thinking you're not. Okay, so anyway, once we've done that, okay, now what we're going to do is just fold those in, and now we're just going to ink that line. So I'm going to ink it so that it's visible on the inside, and ink it so it's visible on the outside, and vice versa. There we go. Cool. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to stick these two bits down. So obviously we want to make it into a pocket, so you're going to stick either side. We're just going to push it together a little bit so it presents, so that it's easier to get our things in and out of. And I'm going to get my glue with my lovely glue pen from Tracy. So we're going to glue down either side of there and stick that down, little presentation of it, and then do the same again, either side, and a little presentation. And that way, if you line it up with that edge and then present from that side, it just pushes it away from the crease as well, so there's a little bit of a double edge to it. So there we go. So that's our first lot of pockets. Next, we need to make our inner pocket. So that's this strip. So the thinner of the two. So this one is the one that is 2 inches wide. Let's just check that. It is indeed. So all we're going to do is we're just going to cut that in half, which obviously means that it's going to be 4.5. He says he's going to cut it in half, but can't find the cutter. There it is. And pop that on there. go to 4.5, and then we're just going to cut that. So the other thing, one thing I want you to do, think about, is again, we want it to be just clear of that crease. So that makes these pockets just slightly smaller, and that means that we're going to do that now with our cardboard. So I'm just going to line those up together and take a small, if you want to do it on your trimmer, do it on your trimmer, but I'm just going to do it by hand. Okay, and then you're going to think about contrast. So we could stick it on like this, or we could have it like this. I think I'm going to have it like this. So I'm going to pop them together, and again, thumb notch, pop them together, thumb notch, and then ink. So obviously you only want to ink the side that you're going to see. No point inking the inside. Unless you've got a borrower that's going to live in the pocket. That's, you know, you might have. I don't know. I don't know you. You do you. I'll do me. Dibbity dab. I keep forgetting that this is very inky because it's a new one. You know, get me using a new one. Not as frugal as you think I am. So just inking all the way around now, just so that you can see all of these. Which one do I want it on? Yeah, I think I'll do it that way round. So glue just down the side. Obviously you can take your time and make sure that it's actually down the side and not encroaching into the paper like mine is. I'll pop that on there. Again, line it up at this end, and that way then it will be out of the way of where the crease is. And I have it just a little, like a fraction up from the bottom, just so you can see it really, and also it doesn't hang off the end of the page and you can see it from the outside. So let's try and get that down the side this time. Oh, you did. And that one, yeah, and then across the bottom. More haste, less speed, Dave. And then pop that on there. Again, little way off the bottom, lined up to this open side, and then a little pinch just to present it. There we go, that's those. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just going to close it up for now. You might want to just rescore that line now that you've put all of that gubbins inside, and then we're going to do the front bit. So the front bit is about choosing the bit that you think is going to look good on the front. It might even be this way round, I think. Yeah, I like that. I know we're going to be covering him up, but I'm not worried. So this one is going to cut. So let me just tell you now. This measures 4.5 by 7. Okay. So what we want to do is, because this, we know that this is already 1.5 inches narrower than this one is. So that's 1.5 gap there. Well, there or thereabouts, little under, sorry. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut this to 1.5 shorter than this page. So if this is 7, that means that this is going to be 5.5. Sorry, just seeing if anybody was going to tell me, because otherwise I'm on my own, and I am. So I'm going to use this piece as the front panel. Okay, so I'm going to cut that. So you could use this bottom piece. It's no order to this now. So this is about personal preference. So that's going to be our front mount. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to take this out, and we're going to cut this down to 4.5 out. So, and then you'll have this bit left over. You cut this down to 4.5. Okay, and that is going to form our back pocket. Okay, and then this one is going to form our other front pocket. So let's just show you those things. So let's just take that off. So this is our front, this is our front, and this is our back. Okay, let's do the back one first, because then we don't flip backwards and forwards, and we'll see which one we like. Which one do we want on the back? I think I like that, actually. So just going to take my thumb notch in the middle, or somewhere near the middle, and then I'm just going to ink around my edges. Again, just like that. Perfect. And then we're going to pop that on there. Okay, so if you have, like I do, it's just a slight little overhang, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to take that slight little bit off. But I think you'll forgive me for not using 100% of the 12 by 12. Yeah, that fits on better, because it's a gorgeous thing of beauty. Just like me, although I don't feel very beautiful at the moment. I'm getting a sty in my left eye, and I haven't had one for it must be, I don't know, 18 months since I had one. But I've been particularly run down of late, so I can feel it, and it feels like I've been punched in the eye. It's starting to look like I've been punched in the eye as well. So just know it's going to be a painful couple of weeks while it kind of appears and then disappears. So again, just present it so you get a bit of a gap to be able to put your things in, less friction when you're putting your things in your pockets. So now that's it, that's on the back, and then we'll turn to the front, and then this time this is going to go on here, and we're going to put a thumb notch in it. But this time we're going to, what I didn't do last time but I will do this time, is I'm just going to clip the corners. I'm just going to make it a little rounder on the corners, just as a little bit of interest. Now you don't have to do this, this is just because I'm being me. I'm expressing myself through my art, and you express yourself through your art. So there we go. So I've just clipped the corners, and then I'm just going to ink around it. I'll just do that all the way around, just like so. Okay, so that's not very inky now. Do that. So if you can hear rumbling, by the way, it's not thunder. It's Vic is playing his game downstairs. He's playing Diablo, and it feels like thunder. The floor is a shaking. It's like he's made Thor angry. So, oh, the wibbly wobbly hand. The wibbly wobbly hand. Yeah, he likes playing those kind of games. I'm not really interested, so I come and do my crafty things. But he's got his hobbies and I've got mine. So, but he's very supportive of mine, and I try to be supportive of his. I'm not always supportive of his, but you know, I was going to say mine don't cost me hundreds of pounds in games, but you know, mine still cost me because we're crafters. We know how expensive these things are. He would argue otherwise. So all I've done is I've just cut it down so it sits just inside of those ink lines. Okay, and then we're going to put a little thumb notch in there, and then we're going to ink it up. Yeah, so I'd love to say that my hobbies cost less than his, but they don't. You know, I guess fair to say we're on equal parts. You know, I haven't had to pay out for Xbox 5 to be able to, not Xbox 5, sorry, PlayStation 5. Oh, he'll kill me for saying things like that. Xbox. He'll be like, it's not an Xbox. But yeah, if he's had to pay that out, but like the contents of my craft studio room, I call it a studio, he calls it a room. Most of the time we agree that it could be a mess, could be considered to be a mess. I don't know which side I want that to be. You know something, I think I like that side better. I'll just change the inking. Yeah, so you know, it's no different to if somebody had an interest in cars, I'm sure that you'd spend as much money, well, probably more on cars than you would do on craft. But we all have our interests, so being supportive of each other to have their interests is the best thing. So there you go, pop that on there, push it in a little bit to present it, and there we go. That is our nice little feature folio. So a feature focal point folio, I guess that's what you could call it, but I don't know. Thumbnail will decide what I've decided to call it. So there we go. So we've got this pocket, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and all from a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And you can make that with whatever you've got, whatever you have to hand, whatever 12 by 12 cardstock you want to use up. And you know, you might have one of them that's got a nice focal point on there that you might want to use. So, and if not, you could glue something to it before you put it down. So there you go, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, my name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And the reason why I love you without exception is because I know that you are going to do me the biggest favour that you could possibly do, and you're going to like this video, and you're going to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video, when I will be doing something with my grimoire this time. And then next week, next Wednesday, I'm sure I'll have another one sheet wonder for you. I don't know whether it's possible to come up with another thing, but I'm sure I'll try. All right then, folks, take care. Lots of love. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye. 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 Bye.